to Sewing Thursday. I am T, and you might know me for my sewing blog, Sewing by T, or my fabric shop, Simply by T. But no matter how you ended up here, if you love sewing, you're in the right place. Now, today is a very special day because it is Layden's debut. Say hello to everybody, Layden. Yay! And he is wearing a Made by Jack's Mom Pick and Mix lap tee and Max and Mina joggers with the super cute bum circles. Yay! So we are, of course, a cloth diapering family, and when you are a cloth diapering family, the pants your baby wears really matter. So I want to welcome everybody to Sewing Thursday and make sure that you say hi so that we know you're here. Welcome, Mara. And so today we are going to be talking about, of course, sewing for the cloth diaper baby because that matters. We are going to talk about interfacing, and I've learned some really important things as I was going along working on my Itch to Stitch chai. So you're definitely going to hear those tips. And then my favorite postpartum top because, of course, that, of course, matters too. So say hi, Layden. Say hi. Yay. All right. I'm actually going to pass Layden off because I don't want him being distracting. And he's so cute. And I know everybody's just going to be like, oh my God, hi, baby. And then we're not going to get very much done. So I'm going to go ahead and pass him off. Here you go, Maya. Take him down to Dad. All right. So sewing for the cloth diaper baby. Now, there are some really slim fitting cloth diapers. And in that case, this might not apply to you, but we use flats and we just pad fold them because we're very, very lazy. So we've run into some pretty serious cloth diapering problems as far as finding clothes for him to wear. And one of the patterns that most people are really familiar with are the Max and Mina Maxaloons. Now, this is actually the size 1. Which is supposed to fit, I believe, from 3 months to a year-ish. And while the waist and the butt fit Layden really great, he is only 9 weeks old. And these legs, even when folded all the way to here, are still way, way too long for my guy. So I do like these pants, but they are not the best if you're trying to look really put together. But what he was wearing are the Max and Mina Max joggers, and those have the bum circle, so there's plenty of space for a cloth diaper, but they also have regular size legs. So he was wearing the 3 to 6 month size. He's going to be out of that pretty soon. I've already started making the 6 to, I think it's 6 to 12 is the next size up, and that's going to fit him for a lot longer, and maybe eventually his legs will grow long enough, but he's kind of squishy. So some other patterns that work really great with cloth diapers. The apple tree bunny bottoms, they have a little gusset in the bottom. This is actually the shorts length, but this actually fits with his big bulky cloth diapers. The grow along pants did not fit for us. So too squishy. Mara's saying that her 3-year-old still wears a size 1 Maxaloons, and I believe it. Those legs are so incredibly long. I mean, they fit, they're great for bedtime, but if you're trying to look put together, they are not a great choice. The other pattern that I was surprised to find that I like is called the Cotton Candy Baby Pants from Candy Castle Patterns. So this actually works in wovens or knits. It is the same front and back, so you're not getting a lot of shaping here, but they fit great over his big fluffy bum. And as for shirts, Made by Jack's Mom, they actually include a fluffy bum onesie piece at the bottom of their shirts, but I found that my husband and I are both pretty lazy and we don't snap the onesies. So I've just been making regular t-shirts, and the pattern includes a lap tee, a snap shoulder tee, or you can do a regular crew neck. So if you're looking for a one-time purchase for shirts for baby, that's probably your best bet. Buy one time, wear it a whole lot of times. And the last thing that I've made that I've been putting on my guy, and my family keeps making fun of me, and they call it his Adam Levine shirt. So if you watch The Voice, and I do watch The Voice, and I do love Adam Levine, oh my goodness. Facebook is like not showing me all my comments. So welcome, Caroline. Welcome, Sharon. And thank you, Caroline. Yes, my hair looks amazing. I've been doing the curly girl method, which basically means that I do way less. I like wash it with conditioner and just let it be itself, and then voila, fancy. So it's amazing. I had no idea my hair had this much curls and body. Back to what I was saying. So if you watch The Voice, you have to take him downstairs, Maya.
I know, but he's sad.
I understand he's sad. Dad needs to be his helper. Anyway, if you watch The Voice, in past seasons, Adam Levine wore these, I would call them like grandpa cardigans, honestly. And it really broke my heart because I love Adam Levine, and those were totally not sexy. But, so I made this cute little cardigan from the Rad Patterns Quiet Things pattern. And everybody keeps making fun of Layden when I put this on him because they're like, that's his Adam Levine sweater. And I don't care. I think it's super cute. And I'm going to keep putting it on him because it's the one thing we have that's long sleeved and warm. But yeah, so the fit is great. It has a separate front, back, arm, side, all that good stuff that Rad Patterns is known for. But obviously, unless you're going for the Adam Levine grandpa cardigan look, don't do what I did, or your family might make fun of you. All right, so more fun stuff. My favorite postpartum pattern I am actually wearing right now, although it keeps sliding, and then I forget that the camera's opposite of me. So this is the Patterns for Pirates tulip tee. And it's a little bit hard. The tulips are here, but you can't see them because the fabric blends really well. So let me turn here. So you can see the tulip lifts up, and this is fabulous for nursing. And it's really comfy, and there are, of course, options for not nursing. I will say that if you are not actually making this to nurse in, I would definitely tack down these tulips, especially if you live someplace windy like I do, because it will try to blow away, and that is not cute. And I actually had that happen to me on a very breezy, summery day. Thankfully, I am not embarrassed easily. So, yeah, unless you're trying to flash the world, tack it down, or make sure that you're wearing something under so that you're covered. So, interfacing. If you're a member of our Facebook group, you saw my blog post for the Itch to Stitch tour, and I did something that I don't normally do, which is sew with wovens and really like take my time and make a really detailed top. And I learned some really important things while doing the interfacing. And it's not that I've never done interfacing before, but because of Layden, I had to really take my time and do each step and get interrupted like a million times a day. So I don't know how I got it done, because honestly, I was sewing for like 2 minutes at a time. But I learned good stuff about interfacing. So, fusible interfacing. I was making lots of mistakes before when I was using it. So it's really important that you don't make mistakes. Oh my God. Facebook is still not showing me messages. Let's see. Wanda's mentioning that she made her tulip tee in double brush poly. So Wanda, can I ask, did you find that the double brush poly was too sticky? Because I'm a little bit worried about making one in double brush poly and that the fabric isn't going to glide smoothly. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like worrying about it for nothing, but my sewing time is so limited. And apparently I'm also getting super distracted. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I think I got 7 hours of sleep last night, but that was interrupted at least twice by a baby who needed to eat. So my brain is not all there like it should be. Back to interfacing, and I promise I won't get distracted. So, interfacing. I learned a very important thing about interfacing. Actually, 2 important things. 1, when ironing on your fusible interfacing, never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever put your iron directly on your interfacing. One of 2 things can happen. 1, you might melt your interfacing because it's really not meant for the iron to hit it. So it might melt or shrink, and that kind of defeats the purpose. It doesn't leave your garment nice and smooth. Secondly, if you're not paying attention, you might accidentally put your iron on the sticky side, and guess what? That makes for big, big messes, and that will slow you way down. So, important things to note. Always, always, always use a press cloth. I don't actually own a real pressing cloth, and that probably comes as a shocker to some people. I just use whatever piece of woven fabric I have that happens to be bigger than the piece of interfacing that I need to apply. And as long as your fabric isn't too thick, it's going to work just fine. Remember to turn off the steam. You do not want steam when you're fusing your interfacing. And the final thing, which really isn't a thing, but it just kind of happened by accident. When you fuse your interfacing, I know that we're all like in a rush and we're like, oh, the kids are in bed, we're going to get all this stuff done. Fuse your interfacing, put it to the side, give it at least a half hour to just sit there and just rest, because the glue needs to do its job to really adhere to that fabric. And if you rush it along, it may peel up, it may not stay stuck down. You may run into problems where your fusible interfacing acts like it isn't fusible. And I used to think that the problem was that I was buying cheap fusible interfacing. I mean, I was buying the interfacing at Joann's. It was the one that everybody recommended, and I kept running into problems. So the reality is, give the glue time to stick to the fabric. Allow the fabric to cool off completely. And if you can leave it overnight, that is even better, because I was previously having my fusible interfacing peel up from my fabric. And that's really frustrating because that defeats the point of fusible interfacing. And if I wanted that, I would use sew interfacing. Turns out I just wasn't having patience. So I am excited that I've learned that tip, because now I can actually work on woven projects and not constantly get frustrated and not feel like I'm using the wrong interfacing. And I'm going to check. So, yes. And like I said, Facebook is not scrolling my comments. So Melissa's mentioning that she did iron the sticky side once. And yeah, that it's not good. So if you get a little bit of the glue from the fusible interfacing, you can try ironing a dryer sheet and it may come back off. There is also a product you can buy, and I've seen it at Walmart, which means that Joann's and Hobby Lobby will also have it, and I believe it's called Iron Off. And basically it removes all the sticky, yucky stuff that you may have accidentally stuck onto your iron. So let's see. So everybody's mentioning that they didn't know to let it rest. And Sharon is saying she never let hers rest. And guess what? I didn't used to either. And I was always like, God, why is everybody's project so good and mine suck? And that was why I made 5 million t-shirts, because t-shirts don't use interfacing. And I really figured out that it worked really well to let it rest when I was doing these snap t-shirts, because you put a little bit of interfacing inside of here. And doing the interfacing and letting it rest made a huge difference on the pieces actually staying together like they're supposed to. So that is my huge tip of the day. Welcome, Lori. Sorry you got here late. So Natasha, you're saying that Wawak has the press cloths. I mean, I don't know. Does people who have one, does it make a big difference between using a piece of woven fabric? I don't know. I guess it's probably time for me to order a pressing cloth and see if there's a difference, so that you can decide whether you need one or whether using a piece of woven fabric also works. Wanda's mentioning that she uses a dryer sheet at least once a month on her iron. And I will say that I've actually, since I figured out to use a pressing cloth, I haven't gunked up my iron in a long time. So that's certainly a good thing. All right, so, the hot iron cleaner on Wawak. That would actually probably be a great thing to add in when you're trying to get to your $99, you get free shipping. And ironically, I still haven't ordered gray thread or black thread, so I am running horribly low on both. So I've been making all my projects with white thread in my serger and my my cover stitch machine, and I mean, I just hope nobody cares because I just keep forgetting to order. So let's see. So Melissa, you said you have a press cloth, you've used cotton muslin, and you've used a Teflon sheet. Which one's your favorite? Like, does it seem to make any difference to use one over the other? Because like I said, I've only ever used a random piece of woven fabric. So while we're waiting for Melissa to answer that question, I am going to give you a heads up on the $5 Fabric Friday for this week. Now you're probably thinking, T, you just had a baby. When are you ever going to rest? And the answer is, I don't know. I'm probably asleep when I'm dead, right? So this week's $5 Fabric Friday is for double brush poly. We are offering $3 off all a yard, all double brush poly, which makes a regular double brush poly $5 a yard and our custom double brush poly $8 a yard. And I'm going to type in the coupon code for you. It is active and you can use it now on the site. The coupon will be good through Saturday. We have our good days and our bad days when it comes to getting orders out. So orders are going out between 2 days and a week after they come in. Sometimes Layden has a really good day and I can get them all out and they go out the next day. But I am promising that under no conditions will they wait longer than a week. So if you have orders you need to place, it's safe to go ahead and place those now. I'm not backlogged. I've got a couple of orders that came in today that have to get done, but those are going to be no problem. So there's no backlog. Melissa is saying Teflon is good because you can scrape the glue off. Ooh. But that you use cotton muslin for everything else. So maybe a pressing cloth isn't that useful and maybe I need a Teflon sheet. I mean, I should probably have a Teflon sheet for my HTV anyway. So that might be something that I will also add to my list of things that I should be buying. Speaking of things that I've bought recently, I actually had to replace my A sewing foot because the little pin that clips on fell out and I can't find it and I felt really bad. So don't be like me because it had fallen out once before and I didn't glue it back on. So definitely take care of your sewing machine feet. I'm really not sure how that broke off. All right, we're at 18 minutes. I am tired, which is probably the understatement of a century. And I told you about the coupon code. And I talked about cloth baby pants and my favorite shirts. Oh, other shop news. So I am in the process of ordering rotary blades, partially because I need rotary blades and partially because there was so much interest from the users in the shop. So we will be carrying 28 millimeter straights, 45 millimeter straights, 45 millimeter, what's that wavy edge one? Brain. Oh, geez, this brain. I cannot remember the name. But yeah, we'll have those. Gosh, clearly I need to take it easy. So we're probably not going to do Sewing Thursday every week. I cannot sew nearly as fast as I would like, so I don't always have things to show you guys. But definitely make sure you sign up for the newsletter because that's how you know what sales are going through. And then, like I said, if you're getting to the end of this video and you're catching us live, be sure to go back and grab that coupon code for Double Brush Poly. And thanks to everybody who said it's pinking. It's a pinking blade. So it has, just like a pair of pinking shears, it has that angled edge so that your wovens won't fray. I've never actually used one, but several people expressed interest and I'm willing to stock them and kind of see how it goes. So 28 millimeter straight, 45 millimeter straight, 28 or 45 millimeter pinking. And that's what we'll have. It'll probably be about 6 weeks before they come in because they do have to get shipped to us. But I am really excited about those. So thanks everybody for joining me, and be sure to share with anybody you think who might be interested in today's video. I know it wasn't as awesome as some of my other ones, but anybody who uses interfacing is definitely going to want to make sure that they see those tips. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you probably in 2 weeks. Good night.